And I do think the question needs to be asked whether or not Matt Patricia should still be the head coach of the Detroit Lions.
Hello everybody, my name is Jared Weathers and welcome back. This video is very special to me because I am a Detroit Lions fan. Now, the Lions just hired Matt Patricia not that long ago. About 3 months ago? 2 months ago? Something like that. And he got officially hired into the Detroit Lions as a head coach. Well, somebody thought it was a good idea to bring up
the Detroit Lions are sticking by new head coach Matt Patricia as they released a statement of support after a sexual assault charge against him from 22 years ago was reported in the Detroit News.
Looking forward to that. We begin, though, in Detroit, where the new Lions head coach Matt Patricia responded to a sexual assault claim from 22 years ago. The alleged crime resurfaced in a Detroit News article.
Yes, Matt Patricia had sexual assault charges against him back in the late 90s, and it's over. It's done with. It was already dealt with. There's no reason to bring it back up. But there was a writer, a journalist for the Detroit Free Press who decided to bring it up again for some reason, and I think that it's just a way to get him fired because maybe the guy doesn't like him or something. Something happened.
Matt Patricia, the new head coach of the Detroit Lions. So last night it comes out through the Detroit News that Matt Patricia was indicted by a grand jury on one count of aggravated sexual assault back in 1996. He was 21 years old at the time. This is 22 years ago. He was not tried, nor was he convicted. But there's someone out there, because this is the way the world works right now. It's not good enough that he's lived apparently an exemplary life as an adult. But someone's got to go out there and dig and dig and dig and try to find anything you could possibly find. Whether it's a kid coming out of the NFL draft who, when he was 15, rewrote the lyrics of a rap song that included the N-word in it. Whether it's a coach who's now a 44-year-old adult who has never been accused of a damn thing in his adult life.
Had Patricia and the team have responded with a written statement. That came on Wednesday night. Today, Patricia passionately maintained his innocence during a press conference.
Patricia himself said in part, quote, "I find it incredibly unfair, disappointing, and frustrating that this story would resurface now with the only purpose being to damage my character and reputation. I firmly maintain my innocence, as I've always done. I would never condone any of the alleged behavior and will always respect and protect the rights of anyone who has been harassed or is the victim of violence."
Now, my whole take on this is he should not be fired, and he isn't going to be. The NFL tried to investigate it, but they realized that was stupid, and they're no longer investigating it, which is a good thing. But if you're going to try to, mess someone's career, this is not just his life. This is his whole career that you're messing with. Over, 14, 15, almost 20 years? Maybe, if that. 14 years he was with the New England Patriots. Now he's the Lions coach. You're trying to mess up his entire career, his entire life. What do you think you're doing? And no matter what you or anyone else think, this is not how you get some. This is not what you do to a coach. He's a good coach. He's one of the best coaches in the NFL. And what, you're trying to derail his entire life because you don't like him?
Out of nowhere, Rapshi, what's the league saying about it?
Well, the league said initially when this came out, Dan, was that they were going to talk with the Lions organization and essentially see what kind of fact gathering the Lions had done on this Matt Patricia allegation from, as you mentioned, 22 years ago, and then figure out how to proceed from there, which is different from the response the league often gives, which is basically that they're going to look into it themselves.
No. I don't understand why anybody would try to do this to somebody for no reason. Okay, so right here is where there is a... This is an article from the Detroit Free Press. And they're comparing this to Larry Nassar. And it involving the Me Too movement, but it's not a part of any of these at all. It's just not. Why you're trying to compare it to these two is an idiotic thing, and it makes no sense to do that. While I understand the Me Too thing, why Larry Nassar? Those two people are two different kinds of coaches. Larry Nassar was a trainer for Michigan State and the Olympics. Matt Patricia is a defensive coach in the NFL. Well, now he's a head coach in the NFL. But you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to get at here. Those two people should never, ever be compared. Larry Nassar deserves everything that he got. Matt Patricia did nothing wrong.
Me. And whether or not this is, I don't want to speculate on what should happen here, but the larger picture of the climate in the NFL right now, it looks really bad to see this taken so lightly by the Lions. They need to take it more seriously. And
you can't tell me otherwise because they have no evidence of it.
A long time. So if we're going to say, hey, how did the Lions not know about it? I think the same question needs to be asked about the New England Patriots.
I agree. And I wonder when the Lions had those conversations with the Patriots had to have not known or this would have come up. But perhaps did the Lions say, well, the Patriots, he was there for so long. We trust them. We know they run things very tight. They don't mess around. Maybe there was some trust there. I don't know. I think I have a lot more questions about this. I hope that we get more information as this goes and that we do see that it's been taken seriously.
Okay, so what she said right there, that last video that you just saw, she was, basically what she said was, the New England Patriots didn't know about it. Oh well. Done dusted. But the Lions didn't know about it. They didn't do their job. They did not do their due diligence. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with you? Just, the Patriots didn't know about it for 14 years. They didn't bring it up. So what? You're just going to give them a free pass? They obviously didn't do their job either. But the Lions, they didn't do enough? Are you kidding me? Seriously, what is wrong with you that you can think that just because the Patriots didn't do something, oh, that's fine. That's alright. Pat on the back for you. Lions didn't do something, oh, they're doing everything wrong. What? How does that connect in your brain? I want to know that. So basically, what everyone else is saying in all these videos is just that I feel like a lot of people want him to get fired for some reason, but he didn't do anything wrong.
Going back 22 years and recognizing that he was indicted by a grand jury. Now, the story in the news wasn't that, oh, by the way, he wasn't found guilty of anything. There were no charges after the indictment was dropped ever pressed against him. But let's drag his name through the mud now, right?
Honestly, if they would have fired him, I would have stopped being a Lions fan for real. I love the Lions. But if they're gonna take whatever this journalist says, remember, journalist, if they're just gonna take what he says, and I know they looked into it, the Lions and the NFL both looked into it, but so what? I mean, so what? It was 22 years ago. It's over. It's been over for over 2 decades. Does it really matter now? Does it really matter to bring it up right now, right when he gets his new job as a head coach? No. The answer is no. See that? No. Now, I want everyone to comment about what you think should be done. I'm okay with him not getting fired. He hasn't even shown what he can do. And yet everyone's already calling for his head.
Now, here's the deal. He's right about that. Yeah. Right? He's 100% right about that. You know, and I'm not comparing what I'm going through at all because it's totally different, but I get it. And the fact that there are muckrakers out there who are now looking to have a negative influence on his life, on his family's life. And these people get some really weird, sick joy out of bringing other people down.
I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. 22 years? I think it's over. She not only accused Matt Patricia, but she also accused another person, and they both didn't get convicted of it. Now you tell me what really happened there. Anyway, guys, my name is Jared Weathers, and I will see you next time.